Jury trials at Orleans Criminal Court were set to resume today. Criminal court has essentially been closed down for the last 16 months. Danny Monteverdi explains why it'll take a little longer for those trials to happen now.
There were no jurors called to the Orleans Parish Criminal Courthouse today, despite this being the day that was supposed to happen again. We're told there were no solid court dates set just yet, but that'll soon change. Notices for jury duty are going out once again, and jurors will begin to return to Tulane and Broad on July 19th if all goes according to plan. COVID-19 basically shut down the courthouse for the last year and a half, but with restrictions loosening, jury trials will soon begin again. Defense attorneys say that can't happen soon enough. There were 2,393 open felony cases waiting to be heard as of May 1st, according to our partners at the Times-Picayune and New Orleans Advocate. John Fuller says the criminal justice system needs to start moving again for everyone: attorneys, prosecutors, defendants, and victims.
We certainly respect the mayor's decision, the judge's decisions. They're all intelligent people. We agree with their decisions. But without the possibility of a trial, which is one of the more fundamental aspects of our system, then it felt as if the system was definitely lacking.
District Attorney Jason Williams, who took office in January, issued a statement that reads in part, "As we begin jury trials, my administration will be prioritizing cases that involve the most serious violent crimes, including murders, shootings, and carjackings." Reporting at Orleans Parish Criminal Court, Danny Monteverdi, Eyewitness News.
And again, this story pertained only to Orleans Parish Criminal Court. Civil court jury trials have been going on since the pandemic, with several trials in the fall, spring, and summer.